you're not going to be educated, you're not going to be respected, you don't have a future. This is mantra 3. So he tells the fate of those who are not following the 𝐸𝐴𝐵 principle. This is what you get in this text, mantra 3. So here we will look at godly and demonic people. Godly, demoniac, and the destination. The suras, they are cognizant of the responsibility, and they work in that spirit. So they're called the suras, the godly, the demigod. What is their aim? The aim is lotus feet of the Lord. What we're mentioning is proper mentioning the purport. You check in the purport, you see. We pick the point from the purport of Prabhupada. Why should we be godly? When you look at the purport, Prabhupada mentioned, why should we be godly? The human form of life is very rare. So it is important for us to be godly so we can terminate material existence. If we are godly, it will facilitate our having a comfortable life. The next life, we'll have a very comfortable life. It will solve all the problems. That's why we should be godly. It will solve all problems. But for the asuras, who are they? Neglectful of human responsibility. They don't follow human responsibility. Negligent. They have no information about God. What are they called? Asura. Asura. Or Atmaha. Atmaha. When you look at Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna spoke about there's no death, there's no bed for the soul. Text 19. There is no bed for the soul, there is no death for the soul. But here we hear this word, killer of the soul. How is it? What does it mean? Killer of the soul. But Gita said there's nothing like that. In fact, Gita said one who thinks that he's killing or being killed is a fool. What Krishna said about Gita is a fool, because the soul cannot be killed or caused to be killed. And here we have this word, Atmaha, the killer of the soul, which is activity of the demons. The demons are Atmahas. So what is it? Killer of the soul.
The soul will be taken to this human life will be destroyed and will be given the animal life or any
Killer of the soul.
He is doing working in such a way that he will suffer his soul.
Yes.
Working against the interest of the soul, of going back from God to God.
Good.
Enter into the additional palace.
Yes. Killer of the soul. The soul is not killed. Why this word? Killer of the soul.
when somebody wants to go in Brahman, and then into Brahman, then that is mentioned in
Killer of the soul. They are going to Brahmajyoti. That is not. I'm asking, what is killer of the soul? What is the meaning? Killer of the soul.
Not being godly.
Yeah, we already say Asura. Asura, they're not godly. But I want something more. What does it mean?
He is misusing the opportunity to go back to.
Misusing the opportunity to go back to God.
using the tendency of soul, which is to serve Krishna. And somebody does something very good.
After getting known about falling into devotion.
Alright. So Prabhupada mentioned in the first canto of Bhagavatam there are two types of killer of the soul. There are two types of Atmahas in the first canto. So, killer of the soul. The soul cannot be killed. The soul cannot be killed. But the word killer of the soul means those who don't make an attempt in self-realization, the killer of the soul. The body, this body, this human body is given for us to use it to get a spiritual body to go back to God. So anyone who does not use this body for Krishna consciousness is the Atmaha, the killer of the soul. That's the first type of killer of the soul. Second type of killer of the soul is killer of the animals. They are killing animals. They are also killer of the soul. So two types. One to be covered by illusion, materialistic and attached to enjoyment. Make a show of religion, the hypocrite. They are called Atmaha. They don't make an attempt in self-realization. There's no plan to become self-realized. In fact, no interest in Krishna consciousness. They don't care for themselves. One who does not care for himself or herself is a killer of the soul. Because this body is meant for God consciousness. If you don't use it for God consciousness, it's killing the soul. Make sense? That's the meaning, kill of the soul. So this is a figurative word. Not that actually the soul can be really killed. So if you don't release the soul from the engagement of material existence, that is killing. That's killing. So these people, they are. Why are we not taking interest in the Christian consciousness? Why we don't want self-realization? Why are we caught by ignorance, attached to sense, enjoyment, and understanding? Like we make a show of religion, the hypocrite. But what is What is motivating all this? We are intoxicated by money, we're intoxicated by power, we're intoxicated by influence. It's an intoxicant. Therefore, we are killing the soul. Yes. So, a killer of the soul is not like a species. Not like a species. This is a mentality, is a consciousness. It's a consciousness. So, Atmaha. If you want to take to Krishna consciousness, and even if one is not successful, he will be sent to a Brahmin family next time, or in a wealthy and aristocratic family. And if he is successful, he go back to Godhead. But the demoniac, they enter into a hellish planet and degraded species of life, where the Asuras live. And where that place is, it gives great suffering. Place for suffering. Prabhupada gave example what the human body means. Human body represents
Human body.
Yes. Read the Prabhupada carefully.
To utilize
Human body expert boatman, the ocean, favorable breezes, they are all mentioned there. Favorable breezes, breeze, favorable breeze. The scriptures. The captain is the spiritual master. Right? Yeah, they're written there.
material body is ocean.
Yes, material body is ocean.
And the human body is a boat. Guru and scriptures are boatmen. Expert boatmen.
Yes. Scriptures are the breeze, the favorable breeze, favorable. Because they are there to guide. All right? And shifting. Because we're going to finish it. In mantra 4, the Lord's inconceivable nature is described. Inconceivable nature of the soul, of the Lord. Lord's inconceivable nature. It explains that the Supreme Absolute is inconceivable to our normal intelligence. And only when we align ourselves to His will, we begin to understand Him by His mercy. This is mantra 4. The Lord's inconceivable nature. If the Lord is inconceivable, then what is the use of studying about Him? Why do we study about something which cannot be conceived, you cannot imagine what it is, you can't even understand it? Why we should go into something?
Even though that study purifies us, even though we cannot.
Yes, by His mercy. By His mercy, He will reveal Himself to us according to how much we can handle by His mercy. And that mercy comes from the service. The service which we render to Him. The Supreme Absolute is inconceivable to our normal intelligence. And only when we align ourselves, the alignment is devotional service, to His will, do we begin to understand Him by His mercy. So the Lord is said to be what? Fixed, yet swifter than the mind. Even powerful demigod cannot approach Him. But He controls all and surpasses all. So there are three things on this sloka. The Lord is fixed in one place, but swifter than the mind. Second thing, He is more powerful than demigods. Even demigods cannot approach Him. And the third thing is that He controls all and He surpasses all. That is His position. Fixed is an abode. I can find that Goloka even the Bahasati Akilama Puto is Bama Samhita 537. Lord Krishna's name, Lord Krishna's activities, they are fixed in Goloka. And He's fully engaged in His pastimes, all in Goloka. He is fixed. Although He's fixed in one place, this is the inconceivable nature. Why He inconceivable? Because in the material world, we don't see someone who have no leg and moves. Only a person who have legs they can move. In the tree they don't move because they have no legs, they have to stand in one place. And the person who is standing in one place and is running faster than anyone else, that's inconceivable. I'm not hearing. Say loud.
Jagannath.
Jagannath, yes. Jagannath is standing in one place. But He sees
She's saying no legs.
yes, He has no legs. But He does so many things. Going to steal. He goes to hear Gita Govind. And where 𝐁𝐸𝐴 Swami couldn't write, he's standing in one place. 𝐁𝐸𝐴 Swami was writing, and he came to a point where Krishna is telling Simatera, give me a lotus feet. I put on my head. He didn't write it. 𝐶𝐤𝐴 Goswami didn't write it. He left it there. Jagannath came and wrote it himself personally. By the time he came back, it's already written there. But he's standing one place, has no legs. He's more. So he's swifter than, this is his inconceivable nature. He's conceivable, but we're lying ourselves with his activities. Then he would reveal himself. He would show himself to us. Kunti Devi, she said, yes, the same thing. Krishna is inconceivable. He is inconceivable at the same time conceivable. He is present everywhere, but not seen by all. Of course, he sees everyone. He sees everyone, but not seen by everyone. That is Krishna. Jiva Goswami said the same thing. That is inconceivable nature of Krishna. Yes, swifter than the mind, because it's all pervading by inconceivable potencies. It's all pervading beyond the mental speculation. It remains far away, far, far, but can be known only by his devotees, by his message. It's known by his devotees. He said the same in Bhagavad Gita, I am the swift deliverer of the devotees. Swift. What is swift? Swift means what?
Easily.
Very fast. We have examples. Very swift, delivering his devotee. Ghajendra, Draupadi. Arjun, Parikshit. Swift. Dhruva Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj. All the personalities mentioned, they are far. They are far. Swift deliverance. Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj. Not Dhruva Maharaj. I didn't mention Dhruva. It's Ambarish.
He's in Katwal Maharaj.
He did prayer. He did prayer for that. He did prayer. Very. A demon was produced. How long did it take 𝐶𝐤𝐴𝐺𝐸 to come? Immediately. As he was coming, they said, Lord Vishnu kept his 𝐶𝐤𝐴𝐺𝐸 with Ambarish. He went dead. That is how swift Krishna is in taking care of devotees. So we should not be surprised, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, 𝐶𝐤𝐴𝐺𝐸 of Krishna is with every devotee. So if you see Ambarish Maharaj, the Lord left the 𝐶𝐤𝐴𝐺𝐸 there. He didn't take it away. He left it there in his palace. So that is how swift Krishna is, the swift deliverer. From the Lord himself, the sages, the salt of the Vedas came. Had to know the transcendence from the Vedas. Can know only when he reveals himself by his mercy. So we hear about Krishna from the Vedas. And when he revealed himself from the Vedas. So to the devotees, they say we get to know the Supreme Godhead. Therefore, we should play our part. We should play our part, which are designated to us by the Lord. Everyone, the Lord has given everyone. So we should play our part, not to be worrying if we are going to make it or not making. That is not our part. Our part is do what the Lord has told us to do. How? How do we do it? How do we know what the Lord has done? 𝐸𝐴 principle. We should follow the 𝐸𝐴 concept. Let us follow. All powers come from him, the Supreme Lord. Each power must be utilized to execute his will. Everything to be utilized to execute his will. So that we'll develop perfect knowledge. How? We'll know all the Lord with knowing the Lord in all his futures, knowing his potencies, knowing how these potencies work by his will. All living entities, everyone. There is no particular soul that is not empowered with certain talent for Krishna. Everyone has particular talent that the Lord has given to us. Use it in the service of the Lord. Engage our active nature in the service of the Lord. If we use our talent, whatever ability, according to our nature we have, use it for Lord Krishna, you get blessing. It will help us understand him properly. Instead of worrying about other devotees' talent, we should don't waste our time about other devotees' talent. We should worry about identify our own talent and use that for Krishna. Otherwise, we will suffer from inferiority complex. Inferiority complex is due to not using our talent for Krishna. Inferior or superiority complex. Both of them are the body. None of them is spiritual. Both are the body. So Krishna has innumerable potencies. Innumerable. And principally, there are three. Internal, marginal, external. In the internal we have some bit, sandini, and largely. Where do you find this? The spiritual sky, where the kingdom of God is situated, is a manifestation of these three energies of Krishna. Marginal demigods, human beings, and other living entities. That's beautiful. External, ignorance, passion, goodness. The material world is the creation of this potency. If you have not read the purport before, you won't be able to connect properly. If you are ready before, then you can connect. Because what we are pointing, they are all inside the purport. So you will to easily get them. If you have already passed, what does you have passed this mantra, then you should be able to identify easily. Yes, you want to go forward. Mantra 5. Mantra 5. The Lord's inconceivable nature continues to describe that the Lord has inconceivable potencies, and these potencies render him unknowable to those whom he does not favor. This is a difference between this one, Mantra 5 and the 4. He has inconceivable potencies, and these potencies render him unknowable to those whom he does not favor. Those whom he favors only will understand, but those whom he does not favor will not have access to understanding Krishna's potency. And here you will see also the contradiction, right? The contradiction between this mantra and the previous one. That contradiction itself is what? Inconceivable nature of the Lord. That is his inconceivable nature. How? This mantra 5 shows the paradoxical qualities of Krishna. He works and he doesn't work. That's inconceivable. If somebody works, he cannot say he doesn't work. If he says work, cannot say it doesn't work. But Krishna works and he doesn't work. He's far away, but very, very near. He's within and outside. It's inconceivable. He's very far. Because he lives in the spiritual world, and there he performing his leelas cannot be understood by the non-surrendered souls, because he's beyond the limit of the vast material sky. So it's inconceivable. So he's far, very far. Although he's very, very far, he is the closest person to anybody. He's the closest person to anybody. What is the distance between the soul and the super soul? What is the distance? What is the distance? The soul and the super soul.
No dimension.
Hmm?
With no dimension.
No dimension.
Very close, right? Very close. The same place. And what Isopanisad said. Two birds sitting on one tree. The region of the heart. So it's very, very close. At the same time, very far. Very, very far. Practical example. Very practical example. Not too far inside the scripture. Practical example. What is the distance between us and the deity? What is the distance? Hmm? What is the distance? 5 meters.
3 meters.
5 meters. Let's say 5 meters. But how we close? How close are we? That's good. It's very close. But out of 24 hours, how many hours do you remember that I have a friend? How many hours? Is the closest person at the same time? Very far away. Yes. So this is the realization of Pingala in the 11th canto, Pingala. Yes. She realized this. The closest person to me, I abandoned him, but I'm looking for distant people. It's a waste of my time. So she had the realization. And that was the day God, fortune smiled upon her. Fortune smiled upon her. Materially speaking, one will say it's a bad day, it's an unfortunate day, but that was a fortunate day for her. Because she had no physical customer to gratify the senses with. So it's a bad day, but it was the most favorable day. The fortune smiled on her. As she was able to realize her connection with the super soul. The closest person to me, I abandoned him. I'm looking for all these distance people. So she became a devotee. Is it? Fortune smiling on us. Like we say, 𝐾𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐭𝐢 Maharaj, a moment, just a moment. The curtain was torn, just a moment, not far. Yes, like deities you mentioned, very, very close, and at the same time, very far. We don't think about, we don't remember the Lord. He can be understood only by surrendered souls. And Krishna himself he said in Bhagavad Gita 9:11, the fools do not recognize. Even when he make attempt to come to the material world to show himself to us, we don't see him. The fool doesn't recognize him. He is within everything. Is it right? We sing that every morning when they sing her. 𝐶𝐸𝐬𝐢, the same heart. That is 𝐸𝐬𝐢, no, by hearing the same heart, Hridaya. By hearing the Hridaya. Outside and inside. He is there. Inside he is also there, outside. He can appear at any place to favor his devotees. That he has done. Anyway. Rupa Swami said, anywhere devotees is in the jungle, in the sea, anywhere Lord Krishna will go there and deliver. Anywhere. Anywhere. Is it right? Krishna entered the womb of Uttara to protect his devotee, right? Yeah, that's right. Came from the pillar, entered the Ravana, Hiranyakashipu's house to protect Prahlad. He went to the forest. He went to the forest for the Pandavas. Anywhere, you can go anywhere. Protect the things they were pure from within the pillar. He is Antaryami within the universe and also within each and every one. And he witnesses every of our activities. And he is the rewarder of all our activities. He rewards all our activities. So why Krishna is outside? Krishna is also outside. How? How do you see him to be outside? Krishna is Virat form. It is Virat Rupa. The Virat Rupa you can see. Is outside. Outside of everything.
Virat Rupa. Outside Virat.
Yes.
Material means in the form of material.
Yes. Yes. Material energy. Material form of Krishna. Yes. So is God illogical? Is God illogical? What doesn't work? Is illogical? Very fast and very near. You see, it's logical. Huh? No? Yes? How? How is it not illogical? We have seen if someone can work, can you say it doesn't work? Yeah? What is the logic that he works and it doesn't work?
It favors his devotee, that's why he works, but he does not favor deities, that's why he does not.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
If Supreme Lord is own, complete, then he should do both things. Walk and not walk.
Very good. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
In practical, you can see example that some king, he is not working, but he's passing orders, so he is working. It is
Yeah?
logical.
Yes. So it is not illogical, it is logical. So we agree. And God is logical, not illogical. Ordinarily, it is illogical, ordinary. So a person is walking, I cannot say he's stationary. Ordinary, it is illogical. But in reality, it is logical. Because when it refers to God, if it is God, then if you understand God completely means what? Means what?
Means we are above God. We are above the
Means we are God also. If you know him completely, so you are God. If you are not God, you cannot know him completely. So there is a difference. So it is not illogical, it is logical that all contradictions are resolved in him. 𝐁𝐸𝐴 Swami said that. All contradictions are part of his energies. So it is logical. Yes, we'll give an example of Lord Jagannath. He stays one place and he can see everything and everyone. Yes, so logical, not illogical. God is not illogical, but translogical, beyond the mundane logic. Krishna is beyond mundane logic, and it is explained by Srila Jiva Goswami in the Sandarbhas. Logic can neither prove nor disprove the existence of God. Is it not? What power is our brain? What power does our brain have to understand God? Does anyone have the strength to understand Krishna by his or her own self? Nobody. Even Lord Brahma himself, he confessed. Right? He is the greatest person in the material world. He confessed, Krishna, I don't know you. I don't know. Maybe Sukadeva Goswami knows. Maybe Narada will know. But me, I don't know about Krishna. So who else will say that I know? Anyone who says I know is a fool. It's fool. Logic. What is logic? From a tiny brain. Logic can help us understand the subject matter to a certain extent, but not fully understand it. What is logic? Logic doesn't help us experience and realize the reality. You know? So Krishna is logic. It's inconceivable potency. We're talking about God. We're talking about God. What is very far. Have you seen the leg of wind? The wind. Have you seen his feet? Eh? Have you seen his hand? I'm asking.
No.
Or we blowing down a tree. Who pulled down a tree? So you have seen his hand and the legs? So he's doing like that with our hands and feet. What about Krishna? The master of the wind. Huh?
Logic.
Yes. Yes. Have you seen the river's hand and feet? If you jump there, the current will take you away. It's stronger than you. Is it not? The current is stronger than us. So if you enter the water, if you have ever been to Gangotri before, have you gone to Gangotri? Yeah? How long do you stay in the water?
No, if we are just this,
How long did you stay there?
how long?
How you stay inside the water?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Alone?
No.
Free like this?
No.
Yeah?
Having
You have to hold.
hold the rope.
Yes. You have to hold the rope. Why?
Because the water is
His current is stronger than you. You see the hand? His hand? Do you see the hand? You have your hand, but did you see the hand?
no.
So he's really doing that with power. So what about the master of the river? What about the master? He's already doing that. This is the energy of Krishna. What about Krishna himself? That is Krishna's position, the Supreme One. So, materially speaking, the deity is made of what? Materially speaking, the deity is made of what? Material, right? All material element. All material. But what is the potency you get from the deities? Yeah? The potency you get from the deities? Spiritual. Transformation. Offer the food and see the taste is different. That is Krishna's energy, it's conceivable energy. He can do all things as he like. And he's doing that perfectly. Right? That is Krishna's nature. He is omnipotent, but the deity cannot even move a fly away from his face. So how is the deity not different from the Lord? We didn't mention the changing about food, right? The change about food, and they are talking. They are talking. Yes, yes. They are talking every day, every time. Don't you hear? Don't you hear Jagannath doesn't talk? He talks. Yes. So that material, that is wood. Better will talk. We change our food for you. It's not practical things. This is Krishna. Sorry, not time. I'm just running to give just the surface. So we'll take one more and then we'll close. So we'll go to mantra. This one, there's so many things inside. But I'm just running. Okay, mantra 6. Mantra 6. Mantra 6, the vision of oneness. Mantra 6 describes vision of one who can see Krishna everywhere. Never hate any being or anything. That's vision, perfect vision. So here we see the different categories of devotees, and also see the process of developing the vision. Right? You have to develop the vision of pure devotees. How to develop this vision in Mantra 6. So we have two categories of devotees: Kanistha, Madhyam, Uttam. Kanistha is the lowest. Kanistha devotee is the lowest. Visit the temple. You visit the temple. Only which temple? Which temple? Kanistha. All temples. Why? Why?
He's seeing the deities of this. He is only interested in seeing the deities.
Okay, seeing the deities. That is general one. That is general understanding. Why is he going to all temples? They are all the same. They are all the same. It's Kanistha. He doesn't see Krishna different from others. They are all the same. So if I go Ganesh, Durga, Isan, they are all the same. Cannot ascertain others. They have no respect for the devotees. It doesn't see. You see, the Lord is only in the temple, no, not outside the temple. And not in the heart of other devotees. It's only in the temple. So if you want to see the Lord, you go to the temple. In the house, no. So sometimes you see, I'm not a good person now. I always see so many things. People, some women, they cover their head when they are entering the temple. And when they get outside, say, what does it mean? Kanistha. It's Kanistha. The Lord is the temple. I'm going to see him. So I behave properly. Now there's not here. So what? Can do that. It's Kanista. Kanista. A Madhyam Bhakta will not do that. You see the Lord everywhere. So the behavior is the same everywhere. Not only that. I see many things. In ISKCON, I have seen sannyasis, and devotees pay obeisances to them. They just go, just try to go. Is it true or not?
Yes.
You just walk, and just go. Somebody paying you obeisances and you go away. What does it mean? What is the meaning? I don't know, I'm asking.
He does not consider himself a sannyasi. He does not consider himself a sannyasi.
Oh.
He has a vision
He either paid obeisances to someone else, I don't know.
That is not the reason.
he had the vision of Uttam Adhikari.
Yeah,
What he says,
because he's seeing it's an Uttam platform. So he doesn't see himself as somebody special to be offered obeisances to. So he's equiposed. But I don't think so. I don't think so.
Impersonal.
Beyond impersonalism. It's beyond that. Kanista. Because I don't see you as a spirit soul. You're nothing. What they're doing is useless. That's Kanista. If I have respect for you, I cannot do that. You're greeting me, I have to greet you back. Not greeting is what? Kanista. Because I don't see the soul living in your body. Why should I greet you? You're nothing to me. It's Kanista. Let us understand what is happening. That's Kanista. You follow routine. Everything is just a routine. And because you're not advanced, he quarrels, and he quarrels with everybody. It's very quarrelsome and very materialistic. This is the qualities of Kanista. Very materialistic, quarrelsome. Follow only routine. Do this, okay, just do that. No extra, because this is what I'm told to do. Don't do that. It's Kanista. Madhyam has good qualities. What is that? He sees the Lord. He sees the Lord. He sees the devotees. He sees the innocents. And he sees the demons. He sees God. And he also have different approach to all. For the atheists, he will avoid, as there's nothing to gain from. So he's not a fool. To innocent, he will not exploit, but he will show compassion by giving Krishna consciousness. In the devotees, he doesn't show pride, he doesn't show off. He's friendly, they're friends. For the Lord, he loves the Lord. So his behavior is nice, very good. That's good behavior. Because he sees the difference, so he can preach. In Uttam Bhakta, the highest stage, sees everything in relation to the Lord, doesn't discriminate on the body, try to do good to all, see spiritual spark in all entities. Yes, so there's many words I use in the sloka. There are many words used there. Anupashati. What's the meaning of that? Anupashati. You observe? Yes, it's systematically. It's in a systematic way. It sees systematically.
Who's his systematically? Madhyamadhikari or automatically?
Both the Madhyam and the Uttam, they see the Lord. Only Kanisa will not see.
Systematically means under the authentication of the Vedic scripture.
Yes.
Succession.
Follow the scripture, yes.
So this result is for both, like who hates anyone, neither hates anyone nor hates anything. This is for both Madhyamadhikari and
Yes.
I heard that the Vaishnava can transform the devotee into devotee. I heard that a Vaishnava can transform a devotee into devotee, and sometimes we can associate with them.
Yes, a devotee can do it. That is what we are doing. We are preaching. Preaching means what? Changing the qualities, demonic qualities to divine qualities. So, as one does with the naked eye, what should follow the previous acharyas? And Pashati, Anu, and then Pashati. Why? Because due to material defects, the naked eye cannot see anything properly. So how to see? One cannot see properly unless one has heard properly from a superior source. What is that source? What is the source? Vedic wisdom, spoken by the Lord, coming down from oral reception. Vyasadeva compiled that knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. These are the right sources. Okay, I think I have to end here. Hare Krishna. What else?
Imitating the Uttamadhikari. Imitation of the Uttamadhikari, Prabhupada is mentioning. Can you explain?
Yes.
Fourth class, Kanishta Madhyam Uttam and imitators.
You want to know who are the imitators? Want to know what the imitators are?
Why don't you know?
Some explanation, Maharaj. Like
What imitators?
what kind of imitation is people do and what is the result of that?
This day is very common. This day is very common to imitate Uttam Bhaktas. We don't imitate Kanistas. It is Uttam Bhakta that we imitate.
If we are in Kanishta stage, then how can we observe like who is Uttama, who is acting this? There is human who is acting as Uttama.
This system is very powerful, and it is complete, very much complete. In the scriptures, you see so many qualities of this person. For example, for here, Madhyam Bhakta. Check how we treat devotees. You check how we treat devotees. Look at our lives. How do we relate with devotees? How do we treat devotees? What is our fate in Krishna consciousness? I know many devotees who told me they don't have faith in the deities. No faith. But a devotee, senior devotees, chanting every day. No faith. And they are very sincere to say that, but there are some who didn't say. But the activities say. The activities say that they don't have faith in the deities. I tell you, some years ago I visited one temple here in India, and the room I stayed, there's another senior devotees. There were two in the room. So in the morning I finished my deity worship. So he bought the fruit he liked. He gave me to offer to the deities. So I offered to the deities and gave to him, which he took. Means what?
He wanted to eat.
Yeah, he wanted to eat. So but it was offered to the deities. That means that he accepted that the deities are bona fide Lord. So we went out for a program. Before I came back, he put off the light. The deities, I'm not putting them to rest. They put off the light and slept. When I saw that, my mind went to the money. The person you offer him something this morning to eat is the Lord. We put a light on his face and went to sleep. So he's not the Lord. You understand me?
Yes.
So he's not the Lord. In the morning he's the Lord. In the evening he's a different person. You put up the light on his face. I should know that he's standing here. He should also sleep before I sleep. But he put up the light and sleep. Does it mean he remembered the Lord is there? Eh? Did he remember that this is the Lord that should not do this? No. He didn't do So Krishna has given us all this intelligence to see. And yes, although we have all the scriptural qualities of a devotee, but if we are not sincere devotees, we will not know who is a devotee. Because with all the scriptural qualifications, the Mayavadis, they have them. Not only devotees of physical, even Mayavadis, they have also. So how will you know? But if you yourself, you are a devotee, Krishna will show you this is a devotee. There's no mistake. For that, there's no mistake. There's no mistake. You cannot confuse a devotee or not a confused. So we should first be a devotee. Then Krishna will show you his devotee. So what is the question? Imitators, yes. Those are imitating. Imitation means what? I don't have the quality, but I just claim. I don't have the quality, but I want to show you people that I have the quality. Hypocrite. Imitators, they are cheaters. We have many people who are playing the game of being God. They are imitators.
God.
They're playing God means they present themselves as God. They're imitators. Or they are gods. So they are God. They're imitators.
Maharaj, can one imitate good qualities also, or should one stay natural?
Yes, you should imitate. You should appreciate qualities and start following that. If you start imitating good quality, you develop them. Yes, because the thing which we practice eventually will take to that. So if you start imitating, I want to be seen as a good chanter, japa. So every day every day you do that. Eventually you'll be doing it. That's one thing. Good thing with the pretense. Pretense is very good. It's good. If one is sincerely pretending, it's very good. We'll take to it. Because anything we practice in due course of time, we'll get it.
Now you were speaking about bhoga offering also. I have seen that sometimes maybe devotees also do Shri Vishnu, this idea of bhoga. Is this authorized or it's just concocted from somewhere?
That is not correct. That is not correct. If I do like that to you, you'll be happy? You'll be happy if I do it. No, that is not good.
So it's not scripture. It's not authorized.
No, it's not good. You should not do like that. Offer him the food, let him eat. If I come to your house and you just cook food and shoot me and you eat everything, I will pack my thing and leave. You don't want me to eat. So. I know I show the food to you. Yeah, I show it. And you saw it.
sometimes it is true that in case of any emergency, we buy some fruits or something in train or while we are traveling. That time maybe we do that. In generally, may not every time. Every time we offer the bhoga in the house and all. But in case of emergency, rather than eating that karmic food, just remember Krishna and taking that by remembering Krishna in case of emergency. That is what I think you meant, right? Yes. Please guide that. And on that time, generally we take only Krishna Prasad. Even fruits and all.
Buy the fruit, so offer it.
Buy the fruits and
You buy the fruit, if you purchase the fruit, offer it. Even you can even do it mentally, but at least you should offer the fruits. Recite the prayers.
Recite the prayers?
Yes, you should recite the prayer and beg the Lord to accept. You can even hold it and offer it, please, kindly accept. The Lord will do that. Then today, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Haribo.
Should mentally offer it. At least somehow
Yes.
arrange a Tulsi leaves and
Yes, you should do that. Hare Krishna. Yes, today you have